somebody play it.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The organizers of this conference really decided to test me out. They put me as the last speaker on the first day after Imam Muhammad al-Asi and Imam abdul-Alim Musa, two of the greatest exponents of the art of public speaking that I have known in my time, and I have known a few. And therefore I have a hard act to follow. I will not even try to compete with the depth of knowledge of Imam Muhammad al-Asi, his total control over the Quran, over the knowledge of the Quran and its application to modern conditions. Because this is what our Imams are lacking today. They know the Quran, they read the Quran, they recite the Quran, but they cannot apply it to the conditions today. That is where Imam Muhammad al-Asi stands head and shoulder above, and one and only person in the world today who does it with great work, with great style, and with great commitment. Imam abdul-Alim Musa is the man who has seen life from every possible angle. He has been on the angle of the blacksmith. He has been on the ship of the slave trader. And he has been on the jumbo jet of the modern Islamic movement activist. This man combines in him all that is good, in all that is history, and all that is Islam. He can make us see things that you and I might look at for a lifetime and never know we have looked at it and we have seen it. How he has defined racialism today is something probably none of us have understood before. We have all lived through racialism of a kind that only the people in this country have endured in all. And yet we didn't know exactly what it meant until we met Imam Abdul-Alim Musa. So with this galaxy of speakers, I come along at the end of a long, hard day. Not for me, for you. I was fast asleep in my bed, if you do not. At the end of a long, hard day, to talk to you about creating a new civilization of Islam.
Yes, sir.
Now remember that the civilization of Islam cannot.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We want to thank you, brothers, for being able to make it today, especially during this period of Ramadan. But we wanted to continue the talk from 2 days ago, which was Sunday, because of the urgency of the matter and because it's a period that is very crucial in the growth and the development of the Islamic movement, not only in North America, but worldwide. And we also wanted to show you something that what we would call for modern times, the father of the Islamic movement, especially in the Western society, Dr. Khalid Siddiqui. Because this is not a racist program, but there are certain things that people will always want to know, what are your qualifications for this, and what are your qualifications for that, where did you study your Islam, da-da-da-da-da, were you in Qom, were you in Azhar, you know, what shape do you follow, stuff like that. And I wanted you to see, now I haven't mentioned this stuff for years, I hadn't even, this took place in 1996, that's what, 21 years ago? Okay. Nobody here is, I hadn't mentioned it to nobody, but the time now is here to make a great leap forward. In order to make that great leap forward, we have to educate people on what's been going on for the last 20, 30, even 40 years. So I wanted you to hear from our main man, the person who formed the Islamic Parliament in Great Britain, the first and only non-territorial government in our time, a great model of what Muslims could be and should be doing in our Western environment, how we can maximize our potential. Okay, so we look at qualifications a lot of times from behavior. So I'm not bragging, I'm today explaining to you some of the conclusions that we have reached during this great struggle. And our qualifications come from 50 years of public behavior. Maybe 10 years in Jahiliyyah and another 40 years linked directly to the movement. And you would have to split off 5 years of that 10 years in Jahiliyyah and attach it to movement orientation and support. That means we are movement orientated in what we're doing, but it has a different classification. So we have to examine some time and research and study the environmental circumstances, and after we come to conclusions about our friends. For instance, you heard Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui. So if he said that and everybody heard it, we would go into the question again, why would then the people that heard that and the people that know, and some heard or was in the car when Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui went to the airport with me from Lodium to the airport in Johannesburg, and what he was passing on to me, what he was saying. Sister Bahia was there, she heard it word for word. Brother Adam was the driver. He heard it. And I'm sure he passed it on to the brothers there. I went over the other day some of the things that has happened, but I'm not going to deal as much with some of the things that have been happening as much as some of the things that we can do. First of all, we follow Qat al-Imam, that's the line of Imam Khomeini. And if you deal with Iran, we think that Iran has reached the level and the position it is because of Allah, number one. Number two is the system of al-Faqih, the Rahba, the system, the institution of al-Faqih. If you look at Pakistan, you look at Iraq, you look at Afghanistan, Afghanistan do some pretty serious fighting. You know, Pakistanis are not cowards, they into stuff all the time, but it doesn't lead anywhere. Why? They don't have Vilayat Faqih. The key is they don't have Vilayat Faqih. So it's Allah, the system of Vilayat Faqih, and then the people of Iran. So I guess this talk is mostly to the people of Iran. It also has to do with us here in America. See, we're here in America. We're surrounded by what you call Wahhabis. Now they call them Daesh, ISIL, all of those. In the early years we call them Salafis or what have you. In the time we've been here in D.C., we faced the brunt of these people, the Bid'ah man, Dawood Adib, all those, the people forget all these people that have transitioned through here. They forget all of the Masjid right here. One of the Masjid right here was calling itself Masjid al-Islam. So we said we Masjid al-Islam Southeast. We made beautiful juices. They didn't make beautiful juices, they copied. And maybe to the people they was good, but they wasn't good as ours. Everything we did, they copied it. And they was totally against us as a community. They wouldn't even pray behind us. It was so, and they spent most of their time fighting against us. Now, I want you to understand what that means. In America, we have Saudi Arabia against us, because remember, in the earlier years, it was Saudi Arabia who asked the question, we love you, you're a good brother, this is 81, but you hang around those Iranians. This is in Portland, Oregon. I think it was Mundir and all those, the Saudi associated people. You're a nice guy, but you hang around Iranians. I told them, I hang around everybody, Indians, Pakistanis, Arabs, everybody, Iranians. And if any of them told me to stay away from you, I would tell them the same thing I'm telling you. I accepted Islam to be a servant of Allah, not your servant. You don't pick my friends to me. You don't tell us what to do. And then, by 1982, they repeated it. One of the sheikhs was not able to speak in Iowa, and they asked me to come speak on his behalf, and I did. And they repeated the same thing. After that, no more Imam Musa, no more name and lights, no more Isna wasn't at it, no more speeches, no more nothing. So the reason that we were cut off from every institution, even today, in America, is because our position on the Islamic Republic of Iran. We maintain that ever since we've been here. We know you can't tell, you don't pick our friends for us. You don't threaten us with loss or gain. If you do it our way, you get everything. If you do it the other way, we're going to exclude you. That stuff goes on right here in D.C. Anything the ISIL, Daesh type people do, it's okay. Whether it's the people in Oakland, anything that they do to our community, it's all right with the government and it's all right with the rest of the Muslims. You may not believe it, but we went down, we'll go back again when we feel like it. We went down to CARE and we demonstrated out there 3 or 4 times. Just to listen to us. Can you imagine? Their banner says that they are here to defend the rights of the Muslims in America. And it's not that our rights have been broached or something. It's ridiculous. But they don't, it's us, so it's okay. Anything that they do, it's okay. This is the Masjid. This is everywhere. You look at the Masjid around here, and every one of them has a Negro in it. Keep an eye on the immigrants. Think about it. You look around. You look at PGMA. Who's over there? I ain't gonna mention his name. He used to work down the Senate. Probably still down there. I don't know whether they sweep up or what, but they, you know, they invited me down there one time, and I gave khutbah down at the bottom of the Senate building, and they could hear it all the way up to the top, and they ain't invited me since. They thought maybe if we let him in, he would change his tune. All I did was got closer to him so I could call out their name, that's all. You go out to the new Turkish Masjid, you'll find a Negro there. Do those Negroes go around and pull the other Negroes in? Hey man, we found a good spot. Welcome, we got stuff we need and weird. No. They invite a few select Negroes and keep everybody else away. Don't mention Dar Hijra, I can tell what I'm going to talk about. The Negro out there, Jahari Abdul Malik, was in Howard. We had wonderful programs at Howard, Islamic programs. Everybody loved them. Free of charge and a neutral environment. See, Howard is a neutral environment. You say we want to have a program at the Masjid, it's not neutral. We come over there, man, we collaborate with them, we associate. But if you have it in a neutral environment, that's why we like it so much. And it's right in the middle of the semi-open-minded students. They made this guy over at Dar Hijra the chaplain. And the first thing he did was excluded our program. They wouldn't have no program, but they excluded our programs because they didn't fit his criteria. He's supposed to be the chaplain. He's supposed to help get the word of Islam out, not put a block on it. As soon as he finished that, he's on hire, been over there at Dar Hijra now for the last 20 years probably. His only credibility is that he put a block on As-Sabiqun movement. You see what I mean? This is what we put up with now. We have been making our moves here in America. We have never drifted away from who we support. In fact, we made a CD over 10 years ago relating to the Islamic Republic of Iran, advocate for the Islamic Republic of Iran. That means we are a lawyer. We're speaking for the program of the Islamic Republic. About 5 years ago in Denver, Colorado, at the Anjuman program in December, we told an Iranian audience that we are, us, me and you here, we're taking over the defense of the Islamic Republic in America. Because you guys are not accepting your responsibility. And also, we're going to try to develop a program to prevent anyone that's been educated here and too closely aligned with the American policy for running for president. That's just, you know, a little, throwing a little something in there. Do you think anybody said, who are you to say that? Nobody said nothing. They didn't even blink. They accepted it just like it was, because they know we're in business. Now, we want to get to some of the meat of what, because we want to talk about the Islamic Republic and its position, and we want to link it to our position here in America. So, the number one thing and the number two thing after qualifications is you can't allow the U.S. to select your friends. The leadership here in America that is attached to the Islamic Republic of Iran cannot allow the FBI or anybody else to select their friends. That's why the people who have some official authority here in the United States have been so hands-off from us, it's ridiculous. But when followers of Imam, let's look at it from 1980 to 1990, or 1989 when Imam passed. Personally, I spent 90% of that period traveling around the country. Almost every university and many masajid all over America. It was a great learning experience. But it was all in defense of the Islamic Republic. During that period, I uncovered the most underhanded scheme I had ever seen in my life. Now, I've seen African Americans undermined, and I thought we were top of the line. But the followers of Imam Khomeini, the Islamic Republic, people, the students from the Islamic Republic, Angela, was so saturated and surrounded by the police here in America. To tell you the truth, besides myself, I didn't find none that wasn't police. That'll answer the question with all those great conferences in the U.S. and Canada and all over during those years to develop unity amongst the African Americans and followers of the Islamic Republic, loosely called the Mustadafin fil Ard. What happened? Every seminar that we had, that Negro leaders from around was invited, 95% of the activity was undermined by the Negroes themselves. With a clear signal that if the movement here develops or presents a face of unity, it will have total support. The Negroes would get in front of the Imam would send a representative, usually an olive, black term and everything. The Negroes would get in front of the people to make sure that they know we don't have no unity. In 95 in Canada, the Iranians wouldn't let nobody chair a meeting, but usually me, because I believed I was the only one interested. With all the potential, after the big one the year before, unlimited possibility. Now this is 85. The Negroes was acting so crazy, I said, okay, y'all want it, y'all got it. And I went back, I said, I ain't wanting them no more. Then 2 Iranians came to my room early in the morning and said, Imam Musa, if you don't come and chair the meeting, we're not gonna have it. So I went back and chaired it. But the Negroes, I don't care whether they was from Panama, I don't care whether they was from here, I don't care where they was from. They always undermined. They kept an eye on it. Look at the Muslims here. When I came here, let's do an Islamic thing. What do Islam have to do with the Southeast? Where was they at? They chased the Iranians to Gaithersburg, tell the truth. they was right behind. The Iranians went to Gaithersburg, they went right out there behind them. It was clear what was going on. It wasn't had nothing to do with no Islam. Hey, we could do this, and we could do that. When we had, we call it the Overhill Gang meeting at our masjid over there, what program would we like to initiate? We have a masjid, we have a little funds, what could we do? And we're getting ready to get a bigger place. What would we like to do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, here's the thing I want everybody, especially Iranians, to understand. And you will understand as we begin to talk about what we're going to do, inshallah. We need maximum support to the level necessary. That means to unlimited amounts. But we're going to do the job anyway because we've been doing the job. Now, you got to remember, we don't have marjiyat here, and you guys know what we're talking about. There is no marja. We have no khums. We have no khum. We have no najaf or karbala. We don't have none of those things. Yet we've been here fighting this fight solo. Solemillo, I know y'all know what that means. No marjiyat, no khums. Khums is the 24-hour, 7 days a week. Sabotage, monitoring inside the USA. For 35 years, we'll say. Encirclement and suppression, pursuit and annihilation. The United States government has sought to encircle and suppress our community all of that time, incident after incident, day in, day out, week in, week out, and we're still here. Pursuit and annihilation, that means that they wanted to pursue us and annihilate our movement. Before I want to continue, I want to talk to you just a little bit about, this is the real part of this two-part lecture. We want to talk about you in Iran developing the proper strategy to make full use of the time in which we live, to develop the ability to take advantage of all options and opportunities. So strategy actually comes from the word strategist, I think, the art of the general. But there's one thing that is needed when you're in a war. When you think about the Islamic Republic, think about the ayat, they won't stop fighting you until they turn you away from your religion, if they can. There's no treaty you can sign with them, there's no nothing like that. They are full opposition to you. You have to get that clear. You hear last month during the election, they was talking about Raisi, and some of those people were hardliner types and they wanted to keep to the past and they wasn't open to the West. And Rouhani them was open to the West, and some of the not knowing young students would say, oh, we want to be friends with everybody. It is not Iran's fault that they're not friends with everybody. They're doing an excellent diplomatic approach. They're working to be friends with everybody. They issue statements for Saudi Arabia and all of these people all the time. It's the outside world that leans to Zionism, Americanism, and Saudi Arabianism, the triangle of terror. It is those people that are isolating the Islamic Republic, not Iran saying we don't want to have nothing to do with y'all, but what they say is, if we deal with you, you're going to deal with us like human beings. You're not going to push us around. We are independent people. Okay? Now, some of the, maybe Rouhani and some of our brothers, they believe the mellower the better. But Donald Trump showed you where he was coming from. After the election, 73% of the people voted. They don't have that many people voted in none of these Western countries. All the enthusiasm, lines all around the corner at every voting station. Voting station stays open for another 2 hours and another 2 hours, and right? And people are celebrating and they vote, you know, they honking horns and all that, right? How does the West, first Trump spits on that? That's an open statement from the whole country of Iran, said we done voted for Rouhani and we want to have better relations. Don come out the next day and spit on it. Actually urinated on their vote. What are y'all talking about? You're the problem, the #1 problem in the world, right? That's how they feel about you. Now, the West says, oh, Raisi, he only got 38% of the vote. Can you imagine the first time you ever ran for any office, the first time you ever ran for anything, and you running for the president and you get 38% of the vote? That is a big deal. And you're going against the incumbent that have always won in Iran. So that means the people, they know what they want. They have a sophisticated votership there in Iran. But all people needs an objective to direct every operation toward a clearly defined, decisive, and attainable objective or goal. That means an army, that means government should be goal-orientated, right? That we're moving toward, we have this picture of what we want our government, our country, our society to look like, and we're moving toward it. That's what an objective is. Unity of command. Some of the people in Iran are saying, we need more freedom. You just had an election better than anybody else. The other people in the area they don't know what an election was. If you handed them an election, they would eat it or put it on the stove or something.